Hey everybody, welcome to Mornings with Mindy. It is April of 2020 and we are in the midst of our COVID-19 pandemic, which is a type of coronavirus around the world right now. Supplies are running low, so people have been making their own masks to wear on their face when they have to go outside, which is great. But I'm a little concerned about what I'm seeing in terms of what people think is protective enough to be a face mask. So we're going to have a brief little lesson here about fabrics and viruses and different things like that. All right, so first off, if you are using something like this and think it is a mask, look at how see-through that is. Okay, that is basically useless. I mean, if you have absolutely no other fabric in your house and you need to use a bandana, I suppose it's better than nothing, but I kind of equate this to having a nuclear fallout and wearing a raincoat to protect yourself. Okay, so just check that out. Now, there are different types of masks. First of all, there's different styles. Everyone has their opinion about which is best. Honestly, I think it just has to do mostly with the shape of your face and your head. What is most comfortable gives you the best seal. That's great. It's not so much the shape as much as what is the material and what it's made out of as to how effective it will be. So whichever style you like is great. Now, for masks, a lot of people don't know this. There are different types of masks. So there are masks that protect the wearer from the outside world, and there are masks that protect the outside world from the wearer. Okay, so if you're sick and you don't want to get other people sick, you might be wearing a certain type of mask. If you are not sick and you don't want to get sick, you're going to wear a different type of mask. So ideally, the masks that you're wearing will do both, because as we all know, the coronavirus, one of the things that's really tricky about it is you can be sick and not realize it and be going out into the world, getting groceries or whatever, and you could be spreading it and not even know it because you don't realize yet that you're sick. Okay, so that's why it's going to be important that you're using a mask that hopefully protects everyone else from you, but also protects you from everybody else. All right, now with that in mind, let's talk a little bit about fabrics. Cotton. Cotton is great. We love cotton. Cotton is absorbent. It's soft. It is breathable. This is one of the things that should be in a mask. And a strictly cotton mask with nothing else in it would be great if you are trying to protect the world from you. Okay, so if you are sick and you have to go out for some reason to a doctor's appointment or something, you would want to wear a a cotton mask. It doesn't have to be strictly cotton, but at least a cotton mask, because it will absorb any of the moisture coming out of your mouth to prevent it from going to other people. Okay, it's absorbent. So as we all know, if I spray water on cotton, you can see it's just absorbing right into that. Okay, now the fabric is wet, but it's absorbed all of that moisture. So that would protect other people from you as you sneeze or cough. It's not going to hopefully go through the fabric, but it will catch it and prevent it from going into the outside world. Now, the flip side of that is someone is sick and they are standing near you in line and they don't have a mask on and they sneeze or whatever. Guess what? All their moisture is flying around and it is now getting on your cotton mask, and it should absorb, but you know what? It's also going to soak through eventually. So this is where you don't want strictly a cotton mask for yourself if you are trying to stay healthy. Okay, in terms of moisture, other people's nonsense is going to get absorbed into your mask. And this is why it's really important to have another layer, at least one, maybe two, within your mask that is more water resistant. So the cotton would be on the outside to help absorb it, but then you want a water resistant layer that's going to prevent it from getting through all the way to you. So you need something similar to this. This is like a reusable grocery bag here. You can see how the water beads on it. Okay, that means it's water resistant. Eventually it may soak through a little bit, but it's protecting you from all of that nonsense that you don't want to have in your body. Okay, this is a type of, I think it's called olefin fabric. It's great. It's also the stuff that you often have on dust ruffles, that the part that goes under the mattress itself. And it's because it's this water resistant material, but it's also breathable. Like if I were to hold this up to my mouth, I could breathe right through this. Waterproof material might be a little bit trickier because chances are you're not going to be able to breathe very well through it. So you need to still be able to breathe, but you need a water resistant barrier in there to protect you from the outside world. Okay, so a strictly cotton mask is only to protect the outside world from you. But if you also want to be protected from, Bob Smith, who's walking around sneezing, not realizing he's sick, you need to put some type of water resistant layer in your mask. Okay, there's all sorts of different materials you can use. Like I said, this is even just a reusable bag that you can find. You can find this olefin all over the place online. People haven't quite bought that out just yet. Okay, but that's in terms of the water and moisture aspect, why it is important to not strictly have a cotton mask, but to have another layer inside. Now, let's just take a moment. Another aspect of the mask is going to be the breathability. So with cotton, it's breathable, it's great, it's woven. So if I were to zoom in on a piece of cotton fabric, okay, this is the best thing I had to show you. It's going to be, pretend these are all the little fibers, okay? It's woven, so it's not completely, flat. Things can get through. That's why you can breathe. So it's a woven fabric. Now, viruses, if you know, are very super duper tiny. Well, guess what? Viruses and airborne viruses, let's say this is my virus. Look at my cute little virus, okay? He's floating through the air. Well, guess what? He just went through that. See how he's now through the cotton. All right, so viruses are really tiny, and with this coronavirus, it's definitely an airborne thing as well, and it survives for a long time. So someone sneezes 30 feet in front of you, you walk up into their air, these viruses are floating around, it's now going to go right through your happy little cotton mask that you thought you were protected with. This is why, again, you need another type of fabric inside as a filter. Okay, something that preferably is non-woven. So fabric interfacing, for instance, you just want to make sure it is non-woven. Anything, similar to this would also probably help to catch those viruses before they would come all the way through. You just want something that is going to catch it and not allow it to pass through, but is still breathable. Okay, so I just wanted to give you those couple of pointers. You don't want to just use a cotton mask. It is better than nothing, but a cotton mask is pretty much strictly to protect the outside world from anything that you are carrying. All right, so our goal here is you want to be able to protect everyone else, so use cotton, but you also want to protect yourself. So try to find some type of fabric, like either of these options here, that would allow the viruses to get stuck airborne and also prevent someone else's water from getting into you. All right, so for instance, in the masks that I was making for myself, I have 2 layers of cotton, and then I have a layer of interfacing, and then a layer of this olefin fabric as well. So I think I'm pretty well covered. I'm not going out much, but when I have to get groceries, I want to make sure that I am covered, and if I am sick, I don't want to get anybody else sick. Okay, so I hope that clears up some things. I was just nervous when I was seeing what people were wearing as masks, and I think it's pretty scary if you think that you're protected, but you're really not. That's even more dangerous than knowing you're not protected. Okay, so I hope that answers some questions. Good luck. I know supplies are low, so get creative and just do some research, but we will survive. We'll make it through, folks, so hang in there. Thanks. Bye-bye.